Okay, we are looking at a nip roller that came out of our Roto Bass rewinder right here. It actually fits right above that chrome roller right there. Okay, the problem with this roller is the outside edges run tight against the nip roller, and about 3/4, actually the whole inside of the roller, clear up to about this point right here, there is an air gap. So my diameter is bigger on the outside, smaller on the inside, and it's not working. Okay, so we are going to have to get a roller made. So let's get some measurements of this roller here. So the roller is 67 inches long, maybe just a hair short of 67 inches. Okay, as you can see, the rubber on the roller runs right flush with the core, right even with it. I'll get a close up there. Okay. The thickness on the rubber, now keep in mind there's probably a couple thousand or a couple millimeters of rubber that is worn off on this roller, so we can add a few millimeters to it and we'll be just fine. Okay, that's a pretty rough figure right there. So it looks like we've got about 8 millimeters. You can see that 8 millimeters of rubber on the core itself. The overall width, the diameter of the roller with the rubber, it's hard to do with one hand. Is, if you can see that, what do we got? About 112 millimeters. Okay, so keep in mind now a couple millimeters wore off on this, so it wouldn't hurt to add a few more millimeters to it. The bearing for this roller, what we got is we got these are the mounting brackets for it. So the bolt goes into the frame here and the bearing will go here, and then the roller will continue out that way. So it actually looks like this right here. I'm not going to press that in because I'll have to beat it back out. Okay, so the bearing is a 6007 bearing. The inside diameter, which isn't going to make any difference to Botcher, is, because I'm using my bearing ends, is, looks like about 35 millimeters. The outside, that's important now, because I'll have to have the core made. So the outside diameter of that bearing is 62 millimeters. Okay, the thickness of that bearing is 14 millimeters. Okay, now the thickness, if we have a different bearing, the thickness could actually be a little bit wider than that, because this is where the bearing sits, right here, which is plenty of room. Anyway, it looks like 20 millimeters, but I would stick with the 677 or 6007 bearing. What else do we need to know here? We need to know how hard the rubber is. Now, why did this roller wear out? I don't know. Does it have a lot of miles on it? I don't know. The machine is not very old. We were told it wasn't ran very often. So is the rubber too hard? Is it too soft? I'm just not quite sure, but the rubber on this one is right at 80. I don't know if you can see that or not. There it is. So the rubber is 80 hard. We got the diameter, we got the bearing. When the core is built, I just need a little lip on this bearing on the inside collar right here, you can see. So I can knock that bearing out of there to replace it if I ever had to do that. What this core has is that you can take out these Allen screws here, and you can pull this whole plate out of here, out of the core, and then you can knock the bearing out. I don't really need that. Just as long as I got a lip in there, I can put a 6-foot pipe down this roller and I can grab that inside race right there, and I can pop that out of there. So I wouldn't get too fancy with that. Okay, so I'm gonna upload this video and see if you guys can build me a roller. Here's what the other side of it without the bearing looks like. Got the bearing popped out of it.